Hello and welcome to the Ginger Geek Show, a new style segment that I guess I'm doing of my videos now, where I'm going to combine my reviews and my topics I'm going to talk about, maybe top 10s as well, into this kind of now show that I'm doing. And I thought for my kind of first one I want to talk about, obviously the thing I love probably the most in life is Doctor Who. So I thought, what do I want to talk about? Well, I thought Capaldi's leaving pretty damn soon. The Christmas special is pretty damn close now coming, so I thought I really wanted to just talk about his era really from the beginning to near enough his end right now. So yeah, this is literally going to be basically a love letter really to Capaldi's era of series 8, 9 and 10. So yeah, let's begin, shall we, on my tribute to the 12th Doctor's era. So I'd like you to cast your minds back to 2013 where they announced that Peter Capaldi will be the 12th Doctor. Now, many other actors that get announced as the Doctor, Jodie Whittaker is a good example of this right now. Many people always have a problem with the new actor. In Capaldi's case, it was his age that sadly was a big problem for so many people playing a 2,000-year-old alien. Apparently, you just can't get the right age for that actor now, but I never had a problem. I was getting very excited for Capaldi to start, and when he did first appear in that great little regeneration scene that he had of figuring out what the hell was up with his goddamn kidneys, and then on to Series 8, where what I really liked about Series 8 overall for me was the fact that the Doctor had an arc, and starting that off with Deep Breath, which I thought was a very strong opening to Capaldi's Doctor for me. There's some really great stuff of just how he doesn't really understand who he is as a person. Really, he's a bit kind of not sure of himself, and as I say, that kind of runs through the whole era really of Series 8. Precisely, obviously, with Series 8, it is more of, as I say, darker tone. But I like the opening episode. I think it's a very strong episode to open on for Capaldi. I mean, he really kind of just destroys every scene that he's in with his unbelievably amazing talent that he is. And then we kind of, in the course, you have some fun little episodes with the Dalek episodes, and I do like the robots of Sherwood. I think that's a nice little fun episode for Capaldi, really, to kind of start to kind of show people that he's not just serious. He can have a little bit of fun at times. He did show that with that episode. But then when we get on to the episode of Listen, now this is really when I think you start to really kind of see, wow, this is a really good Doctor. I think Capaldi really shows how good he is in this episode. What he shows really well actually in this episode, how great he is at monologues. He is superb at those scenes, and you can clearly tell that Moffat knew that as well, because he seems to get a lot more of them in the next coming series. And there was another episode I always liked of next was in Time Heist. I think it was a fun little episode for Capaldi to play off with, some nice little moments in there. And then Series 8 is a bit of a funny kind of series. It's an up and down series, but once you get to the finale, when you get to Dark Water and Death in Heaven, I think it's quite a strong two-parter when we first see obviously Missy, who was the first female Master. Once again, many Doctor Who fans having a problem with change in Doctor Who, but there you go. Capaldi once again was just great with Michelle Gomez playing Missy. She was superb, and Capaldi really showing how great he is. And there's some nice little moments also in the finale. I like how he kind of says that he doesn't really like hugging, and I like that he kind of starts to soften a bit, where he has a little bit of a scene with Clara where he doesn't mind hugging a little bit now. And I like that kind of stuff. I think it shows the progression of where this Doctor's been. As I says, he has been a bit more of a Series 8, very much so. It's probably one of the darkest kind of series. It's more kind of gloomy and more downbeat, but I quite like that, and I like Capaldi's Doctor still trying to discover who he is. And then you go into his first Christmas special of Last Christmas, which I think was probably near up there as one of the best Christmas specials. It has a nice little mix of Alien and Inception, and it's really well done. I really like that. And as I say again, Capaldi's really good, especially when he goes in the sleigh, and he's overly excited about that. And I like the scene as well with Jenna Coleman when she's actually old. Capaldi really plays all that off really well. Suddenly he's by rights the younger one, almost looking one. It's quite weird how they play that off. But then as you get in the course of Series 9, you've got the great opening, the Dalek two-parter, where some great stuff with Davros, especially the scenes with just Capaldi and Davros, played beautifully by Julian Bleach, who I do not think gets the credit, frankly, as Davros. But here you really see some really classic stuff, like very much like the Tom Baker with his Davros. Sadly, I'd never really felt David Tennant never got a chance with his Davros with Julian Bleach at the time. I don't think he ever got like a nice, like, really written bit well with Davros. But here, Capaldi gets some beautiful stuff. I love it when Davros, you can see like Capaldi's trying to, like, is he actually good? Is he bad? I'm struggling here a little bit, and I love the way, like, how Davros, especially the scene where he's like, he opens his eyes for the first time, and there's some really good stuff there. And then continue on with Series 10 with a nice little two-parter. Was it a two-parter? Was it not a two-parter? It's a bit kind of weird. They didn't really advertise it a two-parter, which was weird. But one with Maisie Williams, where she was quite good, and she was good also with Capaldi again there. And a two-parter that I really liked was the Zygon two-parter, mostly because I quite like the Zygons as well. And obviously we have to talk about one of the reasons why this two-parter, the Zygon two-parter, was very well liked, is because it has one of the, probably up there is one of the great scenes of Capaldi, of how the Doctor's just explaining how these two are going on about war, and it's like, you've not really seen a war compared to what I've seen, really. And I quite like, in the world, Capaldi's really beautiful, the way he acts this scene. He really is just superb, and what I like about Capaldi, he's quite more of a theatrical kind of actor, and you know, I do like how kind of he very overperforms everything, and I really like that, especially that great Scottish accent that he has. I really like that. And then next up you've got with Sleep No More. In fact, never mind about that one. And next, obviously, into the finale. First of all, with Face the Raven, which was a phenomenal starter to this. I like to call this a three-parter: Face the Raven, Heaven Sent, and Hellbent. I very much love that it's a three-parter, with a really emotional scene of when Clara goes. And this is kind of good, where we start to see Capaldi's more emotional side. I mean, when he kisses her hand, and then when he tells her not to, like, leave her, it's like, oh god, I was gushing away as well. That was quite emotional, I think, when I think Capaldi really done it well, and he shows how much of a, because a lot of folk were kind of like saying, oh, he doesn't really show much more emotion compared to Matt, and especially Tennant. Tennant was greeting nearly every episode, but Capaldi is a bit more strict back, and I like that. As I said, he is a bit more of a mysterious Doctor, and I like that. I prefer that, to be honest, and I think he's really good in those scenes when he is being a bit more emotional. And then on to the next episode of Heaven Sent, of probably one of the most loved episodes, actually, of 2005 onwards. It was so well done. It's a good example of having a good team altogether. You had Capaldi there, Stephen Moffat writing, and Rachel Talia directing. That was such a good force altogether, really, there, and it kind of proved how amazing they were together, because the stuff that we're doing was just fantastic, really. It was a really great episode. I loved it. Capaldi's great, and it showed where, Matt Smith is my favourite Doctor. I like Tennant, and Nexum's good, and all those other ones, but I do feel like only Capaldi could get away with the acting abilities that he's had over the years, that he could get away with commanding a scene all on his own and doing it so well. And then on to obviously the finale of Hellbent, another great finale. Not so, it was a bit meh for a lot of people, and I'm kind of like on that kind of fence for that one. But then you get on to the really great Christmas special I really enjoy, Husbands of River Song, which is just an absolute fun little episode. I think it was a great Christmas special, and seeing the Peter Capaldi with River Song, I think was really nice, and especially like the last scene where they're together properly. And I really like especially the scene where River Song realises that, oh no, the Doctor's actually right there next to me. He's this looking person now. He's changed, and I think it's such a beautiful, nice little kind of scene, that one there. And then we had like a bit of an odd kind of the spell with Doctor. Doctor kind of took a little bit of a break, but in that kind of like meantime, we had the spin-off of Class, which, as you might have seen a video in the past that I've made, I'm not really a huge fan of that spin-off, but obviously Capaldi appeared in that, and I think, if anything, that show just reminded you how much you actually really liked Capaldi as a Doctor, especially when he appears, because he's really good, and you kind of realise how much you actually liked him. And then next up, you had on to the next Christmas special that you had, Return of Dr. Mysterio. Yep, that was a odd one, I guess. Where a mix of superhero and Doctor. Still don't know how I feel about that, and I love superheroes very much so, that genre. But even I was a bit kind of odd about that episode. And on to the big series 10, his last series, probably the series where it really kind of turned folk onto Capaldi's side. People really seem to have liked him. At that point on, and especially with when you start off with the pilot episode, which was a nice wee kind of like telling everyone what Doctor Who was all about again. I think that was nice, especially that I really like the scene where they talk about his running and all, and how terrible his running is, which is so true. And then you had like really good episodes like Knock Knock, which was a right creepy episode. I think Capaldi was really great with David Suchet as well. I think he was really quite good there, and especially the Oxygen episodes, the scene where Capaldi is blind. I think Capaldi plays it so well. Those scenes, I think he is superb, and I think he does it really well. And then next year, the Monk trilogy, which was a bit of a half and half kind of feeling of many people. People didn't really like. I enjoyed the Monk trilogy. I liked it. I thought it was quite good, especially that suit that you wore, the grey suit. I wish I wore that more. And I really quite enjoyed it. I thought it was a nice trilogy. It's nice having a trilogy like through the series instead of actually being the finale. Which is on to next, obviously, we're bringing back the Sideman once again. Obviously, the Dancing Sideman, obviously, if that was more for Capaldi's sake, because he was always a huge fan of those Sidemen. He really liked those Sidemen. It was also great seeing John Sim back as the Master. He was great. And just seeing Capaldi interact with John Sim's Master, I think was really quite fun. And also just John Sim with Missy as well, her as the Master. I really liked all that stuff. I thought that was really great. And just overall, Capaldi was really great, I think, in Series 10. I think he really he elevated it even more, I think, and I think what elevated even more was the hair through series 8, 9 and 10. That hair there really is a big evolution over that Capaldi's hair. But yeah, that's my kind of love for this Doctor. I really like Capaldi's Doctor. I've really gone to really like his era. I think he's been absolutely superb, frankly, over these 3 series. And I'm looking forward to his last episode, the Christmas special that he has, where David Bradley will come back as the first Doctor, where he appeared in Adventures in Time and Space. So that's going to be interesting. Looking forward to seeing that. So I think it's going to be an emotional one. I think he's been an absolute great Doctor. If I ever met him, I would probably say thank you for being a great Doctor and a great. Capaldi is just a really great actor. I don't think he really got the credit he deserves. I still don't think he does. But yeah, looking forward to the Christmas special. So what do you guys think? Did you like Capaldi as the Doctor? Comment down below. Let me know. More videos in the future. So until then, see you later.